Okay, so what if the secret to a long, really vibrant life wasn't hiding in some futuristic lab, but in a text that's over 2,000 years old? Today, we're diving into an ancient guide that asks a question a lot of us can feel deep in our bones. I mean, that question really hits home, doesn't it? We've got modern medicine, unbelievable technology, and yet so many of us feel completely exhausted and just depleted by middle age. So, what gives? What if the answer isn't about finding the next new thing, but actually remembering something really, really old? You know, believe it or not, this exact problem was written down over 2 millennia ago. It's in a text that's basically the Bible of Chinese medicine, the Yellow Emperor's Inner Classic. And listen, this is not some dusty old document. It's a seriously practical blueprint for how to live a long, full, and vibrant life. So let's jump back to the very beginning, to this timeless question that kicked off this entire conversation about what it means to be truly alive. The story starts with this legendary figure, the Yellow Emperor, Huangdi. He's described as this incredibly wise and perceptive leader, someone who was really in tune with the world around him. But as he looked at his people, he started to see something that really, really worried him. So he asks his teacher this question, and wow, doesn't that sound familiar? It's the exact same thing we ask ourselves today. Is all this burnout and premature aging just, an unavoidable part of the modern world? Or have we somehow lost our way? And his teacher's answer was just profound. He didn't blame the world or changing times. Nope. Instead, he laid out two totally different paths, basically revealing that our vitality, it's a choice. And this right here, this lays out those two paths so clearly. On the left, you've got the ancient way. Now, this isn't about deprivation. It's all about alignment with nature, with moderation, with yourself. And the result? People weren't just surviving, they were thriving. Now, look at the right, the modern way. This isn't just about having fun. It's about a complete misunderstanding of our own energy. It's treating life like a sprint, just burning through our deepest reserves for these fleeting moments of pleasure, which, guess what, leads directly to that burnout we all know by middle age. So, what do they even mean by being modeled on yin and yang? Well, this is the core idea that everything in the universe is made of these complementary opposites. Think of it like night and day, or rest and activity. You absolutely need both. Real health isn't some fixed state. It's this beautiful, dynamic dance between these two forces inside of us. And the text talks about draining our Jing, or our essence. The absolute best way to think about Jing is to imagine it's your deepest foundational energy savings account. It's the vitality you're born with, and it governs your growth, your aging, everything. Here's the catch. It's a finite resource. And living recklessly, that's like making constant, huge withdrawals that you just can't afford to make. And then you have Qi. So if Jing is your savings account, Qi is like your daily spending cash. It's that active, animating energy that powers everything you do, think, and feel. We get it from the food we eat, the air we breathe, and just how we live. The whole goal is to keep it flowing smoothly and have plenty of it. Okay, just listen to this quote direct from that 2,000-year-old text. It could have been written yesterday about our modern hustle culture, right? It's all about chasing those fleeting pleasures, the next drink, the next thrill, the next distraction, while totally ignoring the deeper, truer joys that come from a balanced life. It's kind of spooky how accurate it is. All right, so that's the diagnosis of the problem. But what's the prescription? Well, the ancient sages offered up a solution built on three really simple but incredibly powerful pillars of prevention. First up, avoid thief winds. This is basically about protecting yourself from outside threats. Not just, crazy weather, but anything that weakens your defenses, like getting totally run down during flu season. Second, be tranquil and calm. Constant stress and worry, they're seen as these internal storms that just wreck your chi. So finding inner peace actually becomes a powerful form of medicine. And third, guard your inner spirit. In our world of endless pings and notifications, this means keeping your mind settled and focused, not letting it get scattered by all the chaos out there. And the result of living this way is pretty profound. It's not just about not getting sick. The text asks this amazing rhetorical question. If you're protected on the outside, calm on the inside, and your mind is focused, from where then can disease even arise? It's suggesting the state of incredible, deep resilience.
Now, this might all sound a bit philosophical, but these exact principles are the foundation of real, tangible healing practices, like acupuncture, that have been refined over centuries.
So let's take acupuncture. It's not just about needles. It's really a sophisticated technology for interacting with the body's energy systems. An acupuncturist's whole goal is to use these very specific points to help you conserve your deep Jing, smooth out the flow of your qi, and calm your spirit, which is also known as your shen. And this is how those big ideas become real, practical medicine. A practitioner can use specific points to get different jobs done. For example, if you're feeling anxious, they might use a point on the wrist called shenmin, which literally translates to spirit gate. It's seen as a direct gateway to calm the mind. So cool, right? Or to boost your defenses against those thief winds, they might use a point in your hand called hegu, which is famous for strengthening the body's protective energy. Every point has a purpose, turning ancient philosophy into direct physical action.
All right, so as we wrap this up, let's distill all this amazing ancient wisdom into a clear blueprint for your vitality right now.
Here it is. The core takeaway from the Yellow Emperor's inner classic is this. We decline prematurely not because the clock is ticking, but because we are living in a way that's totally out of sync with the fundamental rhythms of nature and our own bodies. It's that simple. And so the prescription, it turns out, is beautifully simple. Live with moderation. Try to follow natural rhythms. Sleep when it's dark, get up when it's light. Actively work on cultivating a calm mind. And finally, make choices that conserve rather than just spend that deep foundational energy. And the ultimate goal, as the text puts it so beautifully, is to have your form and spirit remain together. It's not just about adding more years to your life, but about adding more life, more strength, and more vitality to your years. And that brings us to the final, and really the most important question, the one for you. Looking at all this timeless wisdom, what is just one small principle you could bring into your modern life, starting today?